Well, my friends, here we go again. Today I have a nice ball by me and we have a question from a subscriber. He wrote me, what ball is good for bad weather, for cold weather, for winter, And that is a good question. And here we are. First of all, a strange court. Watch. What a nice place, or strange court. You may wonder why this name. That is not strange. But I will tell you. Here we see normally, now there is all dust and clouds into Stonewall Court, the most far away court normally. And here we have the court and here ends the city, Here is all in the city. It's a nice court. Why strange court? I will tell you. First we have here a shower, We have here football field, another football field. There is a skate plaza park. And very cool. And that is my area where Gangster Court is, and the biggest does not exist anymore. The place exists, but the rings are away because they built that area, And so it is a nice court. It came out to one of the best in the rankings now. I made a new ranking by the courts, and this was really leveling up completely. Very great, but strange it was because it was always closed. They have here a lock system with a card digital, and I was a few years here, always closed. Then there were broken boards, and then there was no ring anymore. It was broken out and that is why I call it strange court then, But now it is better. But now also here the net is over, and that is really bad. Those nets, do you know such nets when they are completely you see, complete over, and there it is maybe better if there is no net. And the construction was damaged, and they had to fix it with own ropes, that it holds. But I don't know, I think here the ring is also, you see, that goes more down. On the other side also damaged again. I don't know what the people are doing here, That is so often damaged, but here they are playing a lot of time football, and maybe when the football crushes with full speed to the ring that it can get damaged, Here also, And yeah, I don't know. Why can they not change a net? A net does not cost much, 10 euro. Why not change that? That is, I think, around the world, they do never change the nets. When I see that it's over, I mean, in 1 month, 10 euro, put it on, But I tell you, if you would do that here on such a place, by your own risk and make a new net on, when something happens, then I guarantee you, this person who put on the net, they has the reason why something happened, So I would not do it. Yeah, and now, the question was the best ball by bad weather. Today it is cold, fresh. It has now around 8 degrees, but it feels much more like 0 degrees. So very fresh, cold from the feeling, but the temperatures are a bit higher than you feel it, And so that is a very good question. I have here a ball, the Nike Playground rubber ball, because the questions are now by rain, by winter, by coldness, And there are different things because bad weather can be, it is only wet. Summer, bad weather, only wet, but no rain, nothing. Makes a difference. Or it is really winter and it is completely raining, And when you play by complete rain, then it makes also a difference which ball I would choose, I can tell you right now, to me, I was always searching for the best basketball in the game, When you had not many balls, you always thought, when you have this ball or this ball, that has to be so good. Not that you think you get a better player, no, but that ball has to be so cool and nice and fine and whatever, But I always went more and more to one thing. From the best ball, searching, got more balls, testing. But the way went always more in the other direction. What is the best ball for you, for your own person, for your things, what you like more? When you play a lot of balls, then I like more a heavy ball, I like more a lighter ball, or I like more a flat channel ball, or I like more a deep channel ball. I like a rough babbling, or I like a really fine babbling. there is much more in that direction. What do you like more, you know? And so the best ball by bad weather to me, for example, are a few. The Nike Playground ball, rubber ball. We will come to this. Then also the Molten D3500 that the subscriber also wrote down. Maybe I've seen it by my videos, because I always recommend it by when it is wet, you know. A composite ball from Molten. And then the DAV Pro Echo, a rubber ball, you know, our still the best rubber ball in the game, but we have the Wilson Authentic Indoor Outdoor, but that is not in the ranking until now. But maybe it will get the best rubber ball to me from all rubber balls, and I have, I think, 29 rubber balls at home, you know, 29 rubber balls. And other balls, you know, which are good by bad conditions, the DF500 Axel from Spalding, you know, it jumps a bit high, yeah, it jumps normal, but a bit higher than a few other composite balls, and that is in winter. When it is cold, the balls jump much lower, you know. There you have to go better with a ball which jumps higher normally, you know, or you put in a bit more air, but that it depends if you like that or not when it is fully pumped up, you know. And to tell you the truth is, to me, because I done a lot of playings in winter, in snow, in rain, on snow, you know, not only when it was snowing, but also I played on snow, you know, and on rubber, on asphalts. There it also depends where do you play, and these were the 4 best balls in our rankings, the indoor balls, you know. A DF1000 Legacy, the Wilson Evolution, the Wilson Evo NXT, and the Nike Elite Championship. These 4 balls, to me, I played them really, they were always fantastic when I played them in winter by around 2-3 degrees, 4 degrees, 5 degrees on asphalt courts. Fantastic, you know, they felt fantastic. But I would not recommend that one buys such a ball for playing on that conditions, because it will get damaged, you know. There I tell always, the best version is you have 5 balls, you know. When everyone would have 5 balls, a cheap rubber ball which you use by the baddest conditions on gravel ground or where sharp edges are, stones are in, whatever. Then one of the best rubber balls which you can also play when it is wet, raining in winter. Then you have a great ball for conditions which also lasts longer, you know. And then a middle composite ball and one of the best composite indoor-outdoor balls. Then you can also adjust, and one indoor ball. And that ball you only use sometimes on the best surfaces where nothing gets damaged, where it is not wet, where no sharp things are. And then you have always great balls by you, and you can adjust to every circumstances. That would be the best way, in my opinion, you know. And there you search balls which are a bit pricey, not that pricey, which are maybe how it is called, Angebot, which you get maybe a bit lower than normally. Then I would choose that 5 version system, because then you have the best of all of it, you know. And the balls will not get used up that quickly, you know, because I see it by my many balls, they don't get used up because I have too many. I play so much, but by so many balls it does not go forward, you know, with that they get over it. And so the thing is also, do you play with hand gloves or without? Because when it has minus degrees, you know, we had players here from Canada who told me there it has minus, I don't know, over minus 20 degrees, you know, and then you will have hand gloves on, and then you have no feeling or not much anymore. I played with hand gloves, without, but I tell you, by rain, the thing is, composite balls, I made the test, you know, because I was interested in. Composite balls get heavier. I weighed them in before and afterwards, they get heavier, you know, from the weight, but not the rubber balls. The rubber balls are still the same weight, you know, when they are wet. That is the first thing what I would use, and it is a difference if it's only wet, you know, but not raining anymore. Complete the other thing as if it would rain all day long, because when it is only wet but not raining completely, then I would choose a Molten D3500. For me, one of the best composite balls for bad weather, if not the best, you know. But I tell you, Molten, when you are used to other Molten balls, then you will use this Molten D3500 and you will say, boy, the ball is strange, that is not good. It feels a bit rubbery, you know, it's composite but feels more rubbery and complete different to the other Molten series. Even the new versions which they have nowadays, which we also have, the 3850 ball, you know, or 3850 series with the real beveling in, they feel complete different, you know. So there you have to be open-minded. But when it was wet, I tested it with a lot of other balls. To me, that ball always went out the best, you know. But when it is completely raining, then this ball, that is why I have it here, was one of the best. The Nike Playground ball, a rubber ball. But this ball is also a bit special. To me, one of the best rubber balls. But when you get it or you feel it in a shop, you will say, boy, that is a shit rubber ball, and put it away. For this ball, you have to take time. When you play this ball longer and compare it with a few other balls and you take the time with it, then you will feel, boy, the ball is really good, you know. But first impression will be, boy, a shit rubber ball, you know. But it is really a good rubber ball, and by rain it is really good. I played it and it has a rougher beveling, you know, and that makes it very good by rain. The only thing is when it is very cold, I also played it there. Besides snow, I played it under a tunnel in an asphalt in winter, you know, by 0 degrees around. It jumps not high. That is more a lower jumping ball, and if you don't like that, there you will have to dribble much more. And the Wilson DRV Pro, the Echo version. Those two rubber balls, to me, what I have experienced, were the best by rain, what I liked, you know, over the years. And the DRV Pro Echo, some people told me it is a bit other than the normal DRV Pro. But that I cannot guarantee because I never had the DRV Pro and it never was here in the shops, you know. So I don't know, but some have written me this and told me the DRV Pro Echo is the better version. So I don't know, you know. But I have the DRV Pro Echo and that is also a great ball by rain, you know. There I would prefer the rubber balls because they get not heavier and you have a better feeling with the aggressive rubber beveling than with the composite, you know, when this is wet. But when it is dry, then I would choose, and you have no sharp things, a DF500 XL from Spalding, because jumps good. I have played it, you know. You can watch the video in the snow when we played the Wilson Forge Pro versus videos. I made ball versus ball, Wilson Forge Pro versus DF500 XL. That was the first test where I had no clear winner because it was the first impression. It was in snow and later in the video in a tunnel. And also the DF500 XL in winter, boy, when it is dry, always a good solution. It is an indoor-outdoor ball, feels good, you know. These are, in my opinion, you know, to me, the best options. It depends if you play without hand gloves or with hand gloves. You know, some will say, "Why is it stupid with hand gloves?" Yeah, but when it is so cold and you freeze your hands, and we don't have here, or we don't like an indoor hall. You know, I like to play outdoor because, for example, indoor you have those cheap PVC floors. But I hate the feeling when you dribble that. It is so, but I don't like that, you know. Or you have a hardwood floor, that is great. But there I don't like those sound with the shoes. Always this, you know, this creak, creak. But I cannot stand that sound, you know. When I was a teenager or in school, every week in indoor halls, you know. But with other sport, with table tennis. And so I know almost every indoor hall which existed here. And so I know the feeling in the indoor places. And so I like to stay outside. And there you have hand gloves also. When it is not that cold, you have very fine ones where you have a better feeling. Or when it is so cold, you have very tight ones, then you have almost no feeling. But you know, the 4 indoor balls, the Wilson Evolution. But when I think on that, I made a session there on videos. I have used it a lot of times in my videos in winter. They always were fantastic, you know. On asphalt, fantastic, you know. But these are balls what I would recommend, you know. And for example, a Wilson authentic indoor-outdoor ball, you know, the indoor-outdoor ball, not the outdoor ball. Have I said it wrong before? The Wilson authentic outdoor ball, the rubber ball. Now I mean the indoor-outdoor ball, the composite ball. That ball is a lower jumping ball. I would not recommend, you know. Or a Mikasa BQ 1000. We made now the test because it was jumping so low again, you know. But now it jumps the same size again with only that little bit airing. But that ball has not that much grip, you know. And so it depends what you like. The Street Phantom I also had by Rain, but it was always, the ball gets so dirty always. I don't know, that was never nice. I compared it with other balls. There were other balls better. Yeah, and to me, from all balls, I have 70 balls. Forge Pro also jumps lower, you know. Can also not, you know. And when we come to the best balls, you know, the best balls is a DRV Pro Echo. This ball by the rubber balls. And so we have from the rubber balls 2 of the best now for Rain. Of course, there will be other balls, but they will be not in that league where those balls are. And a DF500 XL is one of the best composite indoor-outdoor balls to me, you know, what I have always experienced. And so this ball I used in winter and it plays very good. Of course, you can use an NCAA replica version from Wilson, the new version, the softer version. I also tried this, but still the DF500 XL is better, you know. And so I choose, of course, the better ball. And yeah, and the Forge Pro is also in that league, but jumps a little bit lower. I would not recommend. And what other balls? Yeah, you know, I played one time the All-Court 3.0 from Adidas, you know, the composite indoor-outdoor ball. But that jumped so low by Rain, you know. So can also not recommend. And other balls, you know. And that is the thing, you know. And on rubber or on asphalt, you know. In winter I prefer asphalt. Why? Because it is always slippery. Such courts, they are slippery, the rubber courts. And asphalt is much a better chance that you have grip, you know. A bit more rougher asphalt, better grip that you don't slip out, you know. And yeah, so these are my recommendations. And yeah, I don't know, you should order it by Amazon. I don't know if it still goes, and when it's not your ball, you feel over it, or you go in a shop and you have the luck that those ball exists in your area, or you order it and then you feel over it and say, boy, it's not my feeling, you send it back, you know, and get another ball. And the Wilson authentic outdoor ball, I have not played in winter now, you know, that will come, but I think it will be also, maybe, but I don't know, you have to play the balls. Maybe it is, maybe not, you know, I don't know, because I have not done it. And yeah, that it is. But now, this ball, dribble a bit more, you know, you still feel it. Play here a bit on a strange court. And that is nice, you know. And other balls, for example, we have a lot of other balls, you know, of course. But, you know, my thing is always I will use the best which is available to me, you know, and the other balls are all lower than the other balls. And so this is my reason why I will choose those balls. And I have played them really a lot of times outdoor, you know. And also events when you play on gravel ground, you know, then I would not choose such of those balls. On gravel ground, you know, there because also the rubber balls will get scratches in on stones, you know. There the Tarmac, the R900, this ball which looks like a soccer street ball, you know. That version is then good for such conditions. Yeah, there are many balls, you know. But these are my personal things which I really stand for because I know it, you know. I get nothing for that to saying this or that ball. I get not 1 cent. That is my personal thing. If you would stay here by me, I would tell you exactly the same. I stay 100% behind those things what I say because they are true to me. Because I played and tested them, you know. And also when I tell you, when I get a ball and I play it the first time, and then I tell you, this ball feels good to me, then it is really so. And when I tell always the sentence, if you would give me this ball now and say to me, I have to play now 1 month the same ball, you know, I have almost 80 balls at home, you know. But when I say, if someone would give me this ball and I have to play only 1 month, 1 ball, normally I play every session other ball, every time other court and the other ball, the whole year. And when I say that, then this is something special, because then I really mean it so that this ball is so good that I really want to play this for 1 month, you know. Then you can believe me that. Yeah, another thing, you know, now I've warmed up, you know, always warming up. I don't believe that there are many other people who are basketball ball lovers, you know, who are interested in balls. We are a very small group. These are most of the time outdoor players. We outdoor players, street ballers, are so interested about this ball, that ball, this ball. The indoor players, you know, who play in clubs, most of them are not interested in balls. You know, to me it would be interesting if you go to an NBA player and he should name 6 different basketballs, you know. And I will tell you for sure there will be many NBA players who could not tell you 6 different models of basketballs, because they are not interested in that, you know. They play indoor, they have there the always the same balls, a Nike Elite Championship, an Evolution, and DF 1000, depends college or which company sponsors those leagues, you know. And they play always the same balls here by us with the molten balls, and so they are not interested. They take those balls, know the 3-4 different balls, and that it was, you know. And we outdoor players, we care much more. Is this ball rougher, jumps it higher, this and that, you know what I mean. And one time I was in a live chat with Jada Williams, you know, one of the best female basketball players on the planet. And I asked her which ball does she like, a DF 1000, but there were coming no answer, you know. That was not interesting, only a small example. And, you know, it's always what you prefer more. When you don't like lower jumping balls, this will be not the ball. Or to me, for example, molten balls are not my favorite balls, because you know, I'm very neutral. I could say personally, I would not choose it as number 1 option. But sometimes I like them. And for example, I have the BG 4500, the highest model after the real leather ball, the BG 5000. Still the same, also with the new series, but BG 5000 is still the leather ball with the same beveling in. And 4500 is a high quality premium indoor ball. And that ball, you heard that? Like a shot. And that is a high premium ball, but to me it is always so slippery, you know. When I play this ball, it is so slippery, and so I would not choose it. But it is one of the best balls in the game. Also in my ranking, I have it as rank number 5, you know. That is what you like. And so, and now here we are. I will now try with the ball 100 3-point shots. The camera, I hope the echo will last. And here an example, you know. What I have forgotten before is to tell you. Uninteresting to me as a street baller are 2 things. One, the consistency of the jumping. Why? Because we play outdoor. There the grounds are never complete flat. They are always a little bit wobbling. Asphalt like rubber courts. An indoor player sees that different, you know, because this guy or girl is trying, how does he jump consistently? Is there a change? I don't feel that here on those courts, you know. So that is uninteresting, and also the flight of the ball, because here we are outdoor. There can be wind, bad weather, and also every ring is different from the height, so we always have to adjust to it. So I don't know if the ball always jumps the same, because I'm always on the other court. I know here over 130 courts, you know. And the rings are from a height, from around this height, you know, from that height to over 1 meter over this ring. In that height we have different rings, and so that is also not my interest, because I have this not. But indoor players, and then you have to think a bit other. then maybe such balls will not come into your mind. You know what I mean? But as a street baller, that does not make a change to me, you know, here. And also the 3-point line. Last time at the kids friendly court, I told you that line is so far away for the street ball courts. Here now, watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, and almost by 5 I'm here. 5.5 meters and I'm here. And that is normally the normal size by us on the street ball courts. And the other one was 7 meters, you know. And so there I also have to adjust to it, you know. That is as a street baller complete different. And now we tested 100, maybe because today I feel so much better than the last time. Last time was really a little bit horrible, but now we will see, you know. I warmed up and now let's do it.
And I always do it big because I can.